You know, at first I was really thinking that since Matt is gone, we may have a chill and even boring week in the Big Brother house for week 2. But then I quickly realized that boring and chill just does not describe this cast at all. A new week means a new HOH, new nominations, and a brand new target in the house. I'm ready to dive into all that, but before I do, make sure you hit that subscribe button below if you have not already. I mean, seriously, like half you guys watch my recaps all the time, but you're not even subscribed yet. What's up with that? Trust me, if you want a deeper dive into Big Brother beyond what you usually get on the TV edit, this is the channel to look at, trust me. Now, let's get started. So, as we just saw, Matt was just evicted in an 8-3 vote. The house had kind of been leaning that way all week, so it wasn't really a big surprise to us, but Matt was caught off guard by this one. I mean, he was not expecting that. Lisa, Leah, and Makensy were also all blindsided and left out of that vote, which is gonna make the stakes a lot higher, especially for them moving into week 2. Now, even though things in the house are still pretty fluid right now and a lot of the alliances aren't solid, a lot of people were still thinking about throwing this upcoming HOH because they felt safe enough. And of course, there was also the fear of the typical getting blood on your hands, which I do get, but at the same time, it is damn near impossible to win a game like this without pissing somebody off. The HOH competition this week was apparently another quiz comp, which I was super excited about because it is yet another equitable competition that anybody could win right here in season 26. Wow. And when the feeds came back on after that competition, we see that Chelsie is our new HOH. Now, Chelsie was one of the people that was swearing up and down that she was going to throw the comp. I mean, she really did not need to win this one at all. But apparently towards the end, Leah was still in the game. And since Chelsie has like no game relationship with Leah whatsoever, she didn't really feel that safe with her. So she decided to go for it.
Chelsea's confessions. I think we talked about this last night. I accidentally won. I was not trying to win. Who accidentally wins HOH?
So let's kind of go over Chelsea's game so far and talk about where her main allegiances stand. It seems like her tightest alliance is with Cedric and Cam. Together, these three form a very, very tight and dangerous trio. And together, these three have added others here and there to form a larger group. Notably, they're working really closely with Quinn and Brooklyn. So it's safe to say that these people are pretty good for the week. In fact, now that I think about it, Chelsie didn't have a vote last week, so she really didn't have to like choose a side either way. So she doesn't have any ops in the game at all right now. So now the question becomes, who should she put up? After all, it must freaking suck having to nominate 3 people. But don't worry, y'all, because Kenny is about to make Chelsea's job a hell of a lot easier. You see, contrary to what Kenny says in his DRs, this man has zero fight in him, okay? He's tired, he misses his family. This man wants to go home, like yesterday. In fact, Kenny wants to go home so badly that he's already volunteered to go up on the block. How about that? I just continue to be frustrated and disappointed in Kenny's failure to even try. I just know that there's some poor alternate out there that would have loved to be in his spot and actually play the game. So it just sucks to see Kenny giving up so quickly. But if anything, I think this is just going to make him stay in the game even longer because getting rid of him would just be a waste of time and a waste of an HOH. Another easy option for Chelsie to throw up on the block is Angela. Angela already knows that she's in deep trouble with a lot of people, and she's already kind of automatically expecting to hit the block anyway, so she does kind of sort of volunteer to go up too.
If you don't think you're going to put me up at all, don't. If you think you got to, please put me up in the beginning so I have 2 chances to stay here. Veto NAI. Okay. Yeah.
Now, let's be clear, she's not giving up the way that Kenny's giving up. I think Angela just knows that her mouth has gotten her into some shit and she knows that there's going to be some sort of repercussions. I mean, I still wouldn't have volunteered the way Angela did, but hey, that's great news for Chelsie. That's 2 people out the way. All she's looking for is 1 more spot to fill up that block. And Chelsie plans on filling up that spot with the person who she truly wants out this week, her one true target, Lisa.
There's only one person on my list that needs to go up on that block. and it's the person with the pink hair who's faking to be a chef.
I also think that Lisa is a pretty easy choice for Chelsie just because she has no alliances like whatsoever in the game. Lisa is actually very much on the outs of the house, just like Kenny is. Only thing is, I don't know how much Lisa realizes that. I think some of it is a personality thing. Lisa is sometimes very intense and she is not afraid of confrontation at all, which is why I think she was probably cast in the first place. I mean, they didn't show this on the show, I don't know why, but she pretty much told Angela to her face that she was too good to associate with her.
It's not, it compromises my integrity to be closely associated with it, unfortunately. So
with it meaning me.
Yeah. It doesn't align with me anymore.
Lisa has also been lying to everybody about voting for Matt, which obviously isn't a good look. And to top it all off, most of the house is absolutely convinced that Lisa has one of those upgrade powers, which she absolutely does not. But all of these various things combined is making Lisa look like a prime target in Chelsea's eyes. So Chelsie goes to have her one-on-one meeting with Lisa, and in this meeting, Chelsie is really just trying to fish for info and get information about the power. Lisa is swearing up and down that she doesn't have the power, which is the truth, but again, Chelsie just does not believe her.
I feel like Lisa's lying straight to my face. There's something that I'm like, you're lying. You're lying.
And she's not lying. But either way, Lisa is still a pretty good option for noms just because she doesn't have any allies. So Chelsie does kind of hint to her that she may go up just as a formality.
Like, there's been people who have talked game with me who have been interested to want to go far with me, and then there's those that have done no game talk, and that makes me nervous, as it would make anybody nervous. If nobody's talked any game talk with them, it would make anybody nervous.
So with all of that being said, Chelsie now has her 3 nominees. The feeds went off on Friday for the nomination ceremony, and when they came back on, we saw that Kenny, Lisa, and Angela were indeed up on that block. So Chelsea's other big goal as HOH is to try to figure out who all has these upgrade powers. She's already convinced that Lisa has one of them, even though Quinn has it, but she still needs to sniff out the other one. Makensy was already one of her suspects, so she goes to have a one-on-one with Makensy, where again, she's fishing for information and trying to inquire about the power. And surprisingly, this totally works. Makensy, of course, was on the bottom of the vote last, so she's already feeling on the outs of the game. And so I believe she's trying to win a little bit of favor with Chelsie here, when she just starts singing like a canary and telling Chelsie all about her power.
I'm not supposed to tell anybody this, but I do have it.
You have it?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
And I almost use it on Matt. And the thing is I trust you a lot. I trust you a lot. And I told Matt that I had it because he got blown up on.
This is going to give Chelsie 2 different options here. She can either use this information as fuel to try to get Makensy off the block so that she uses the power and flushes it out the game, or she can use this as sort of an olive branch to keep Makensy safe and gain an ally with the power in the process. Chelsie decides to go with the second option and keep Makensy safe for now, which I do believe is going to be the smarter option in the long run, but we'll have to see about that. In other news, let's just quickly talk about what's happening with the rest of the house. I mainly want to focus on this budding alliance that's been growing between Quinn, Kimo, and T-Kor. This trio is super tight together, but there's also been some conversation about adding a few other people in the works, people like Brooklyn or Rubina or maybe even Leah. But for now, these 3 are just something to watch out for, especially the duo of Quinn and Kimo. As we know, Quinn is the other person with the upgrade power, and so far he's told Angela and Kimo about it. Honestly, I'm not even sure if Angela still remembers because it was so long ago and she hasn't even brought it up to Quinn or anybody. She's acting like she doesn't even know what's going on with it. So I don't know what's happening there. But he just told Kimo, so Kimo definitely still remembers. The craziest part about this is that Quinn has just come up with the most chaotic way possible to use his power. Quinn's plan is to, number 1, win HOH, and then number 2, use his own power to deepfake his own HOH.
I think I want to win this HOH and then use the power and hijack myself. And then I can put up people like big comp threats. And it could be blamed on Lisa.
And this may sound like a genius level layered plan at first. I mean, it would definitely make for great TV. Don't get me wrong there. But it's not the smartest move because Quinn would only have 1 week of safety instead of 2. It's basically like wasting a free HOH just to be a troll. Which again, I love for the chaos factor. I just don't think it's going to be the smartest move for Quinn. These people just live in constant fear of getting blood on their hands. But again, it's going to be damn near impossible to win this game at the end without stepping on some damn body. So you better get used to it. Quinn's sloppiness does not end there, however. It's pretty obvious in the game that Quinn has a little bit of a crush on Leah. These two talk all the time. They're pretty flirty with each other, which normally wouldn't be a problem at all, except for the fact that it's starting to get in the way of Quinn's game just a little bit. Leah was a little bit more on the outskirts of the game, but now Quinn's trying to bring her in. He is telling her about all his alliances. He's telling her about his final 2 with Kimo. He's just trying to get her more in the game and trying to get her to join his other groups a little bit, which could turn out fine, but it is just something to look out for. Especially since Leah's kind of a talker, She doesn't really talk a lot of game, but just general stuff in life, she can go on and on. She just talk. So she's not the person that I would be confiding in the most, but hey, that's Quinn's business. So that's all I got for y'all for today. Again, the alliances are still pretty fluid. Things are still solidifying. This should be a much more interesting week than I first thought, especially now that the first vote is out the way. People are really starting to decide where they stand for real. Of course, I'll be back here to update y'all the next time a big change happens. But until then, bye.